This episode of Real Trail Talk is brought to you by Green Door Vineyard and Winery, located in the picturesque Ferguson Valley. As a special offer for Real Trail Talk listeners, if you use the promo code Trail Talk, all one word, you will receive 10% off your first order. You can make your online order at greendoorwines.com.au. Hi, and welcome to Real Trail Talk. I am Donovan D'Souza from The Long Ways Better.
And I'm Mark Pybus from The Life of Pi. Welcome to episode 73. We have a guest that has been requested to come back. She is a podcast favourite, Michelle from Walking 2x2, and also recently Feed the Hike. Welcome, Michelle.
Thank you. Hi, guys. How's it going?
Yeah, good.
Excellent. It's been a while. It was maybe the women's roundtable hike.
Yeah, I think that might have been the last
The
time.
last time you were on.
Yeah.
So it has been a while, and we've brought you back to talk about Feed the Hike, which is your new business venture catering to all trail users over a long distance.
Absolutely. It's very exciting to have this out there. And yeah, I can't thank you guys enough for getting me on.
Yeah. So we kind of gave you a little time to get your feet under you with this one before we had you in.
I appreciate that.
What was the motivation to start your own hiking meal or trail meal company?
I don't know what the one thing was, but it's something that I've wanted to do for a very, very long time. I had been thinking about it long before I even did my end-to-end of the bib track. I've always been a big foodie. I like real food. I like making my own food. So yeah, I wanted to share it with the world, basically. And I think when I was doing my end-to-end, that's when it really hit home on how many people out there that weren't eating properly. They were eating 2-minute noodles, continental pasta, or Mars bars. And that was fueling their journey. So it horrified me. So it was like, okay, we need to fix this. We need to do something that's out there.
So when you say Mars bar, was that like for dinner a Mars bar?
Basically, yeah.
Really?
Oh, look, I met this young fella. He would have been all of 18, 19. Only a young fella. Quite fit-looking fella too. But he was doing his end-to-end basically on chocolate bars. I was horrified. Especially the mother in me was horrified that that's all he was fueling his body with. I find a lot of people forget that your body is your number one piece of equipment when you're hiking.
Yeah.
They forget to count that in when they're preparing for their journey. So, you know, they spend all their money on a tent, a sleeping bag, the right cookware, just to cook 2-minute noodles, by the way. And, you know, they spend a lot of time and energy on that, but they forget to prepare their body, not only physically, but to treat it well when they're out there with the nutrition.
You certainly had Don horrified then, because I think that's your new breakfast bar, isn't it? A Snickers.
a Snickers, not a Mars bar.
Oh, my God.
And the reason is because I really just want to get going in the morning, and I hate... if you can make something that's way better than a Cliff Bar, not dry and horrible to eat, but has the same nutritional value, because a Cliff Bar really and a Snickers is not very far off from in terms of nutritional value, but a Mars Bar, I do agree, is way down the list of like
Oh my God.
of actual fuel.
It sounds like you've got a product development opportunity here.
I
Michelle.
think if I was to eat that kind of food on one of my long distance trails, I'd be out before you know it. I would flag. My body would break down. It would say, you're out. I couldn't do it. But I'm not young and able to get away with that stuff anymore.
I mean, I eat a proper lunch and dinner, but in the morning, I hate how long it takes to get going. I want to be out in half an hour. And so I want something so here's some like, dimensions for a project. A breakfast something or other that you can eat that doesn't require cooking, that is not dry and and like eating a Wheat Bix in your mouth, but is tasty and has protein and sugar.
So just answer this. Why do you want to rush yourself in the morning and just throw something down? You're out on this journey and you're in this tent and you're enjoying nature. You wake up in the morning, you've got the birds chirping. It is just such a nice feeling. You sit there, and this is me. I sit in my tent, I make myself my breakfast, I have my cup of coffee, I pack up. I'm out by 6:37 in the morning. But I've taken that moment to really just enjoy where I am. Because you know what? As soon as I'm off the trail and I'm at home, I'm back to that chaos. So
You've met Don, though,
I
right?
see.
I know I've met Don.
Yeah, but see the thing
And
is,
I like to just push him a little bit with this.
the camping part. No, I'll say this. I think multi-days are my favorite thing.
Yeah.
You know, but the camping is a means to an end for me. I don't really
Enjoy it.
I do enjoy it, but I don't love it to the point that I want to spend most of my time on that. I want to spend most of my time on the trail. And so I just want to wake up and I'm out of the tent and we've packed up. I just want to eat and I want to go. And I want to just get into the part of it that I love the most, which is the hiking or cycling.
I have the
Okay.
answer for you, Don. Chia seeds, cold soaked overnight with a chocolate protein powder.
There you go.
I still
Done.
have to clean something then. I want to just be like,
It'll take 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Do it in a zippy bag. Then you don't have to clean anything.
Yeah, there you go.
Problem solved.
It doesn't sound any tastier than a Snickers.
Oh,
though.
it is.
My
is.
breakfast, I have quick rice with chia seeds, other seeds, and lots of nuts on it, dried fruit, and a heap spoon of protein powder. That is my breakfast when I'm out there. And that I find fuels me enough to get through till my next break. So, and it's quite delicious too. Yeah. So not Snickers bar.
Okay, so enough about me and Snickers.
Yeah.
How do your products differ in terms of quality / practicality with other products on the market?
Okay, our products is they're all vegetarian, vegan / vegan, and that is something that's not readily available out there. There's
Yeah.
a few brands that do a little bit, but there's not a range. So our product does offer that for those people that need that. And funny enough, I am not vegetarian or vegan by any means. I mean, I had a rack of lamb before I came here. So, but I understand the troubles people have at getting that meal and getting that food. The other thing is it's made from real food, real vegetables. We don't add any artificial anything in the food. Even our stock we make ourselves. So everything is made by us. As for practicality, it's small. We're not carrying big, massive bags of food in our backpacks for every single meal. We're carrying a product that is the size of your hand. And it's very lightweight, but you're still getting the same amount of nutrition in it than you would from carrying a humongous bag. And that was deliberately done because we don't believe in having a lot of bulk in your pack. The bulkier the stuff is in your pack, the more room it takes up in your backpack, the more uncomfortable your backpack is. So in terms of a long distance hiker, you really want to keep everything compacted, small, and also nutritional. Flavor wise, it's amazing.
So in terms of packaging, like if you've ever started overnight hiking, you'll understand that it's all right for an overnighter or 2 nights if you get the other brands that have where you're meant to pour the water in, it becomes the packaging or the bowl. Whereas I think your product has the advantage as like 7 days worth of dinners from Feed the Hike is 2 or 3 of these.
Or probably only one of theirs.
Maybe one of theirs, yeah. So in terms of like good food, being lightweight, and it's more the space, I think,
it
really
is.
helps
It's
out.
the space, the smaller and more compact, as I said, the better it will fit into your pack. We thought about doing the product where you could add the water and have that as your pot. But then I sat back and I thought, okay, if I was going out for 7 days, do I need 7 pots, including the pot, so make it 8, the one that I boil the water in? Not really. I don't need to carry that many pots.
And Cedar Summit do the collapsible bowls anyway.
Exactly.
That's what you're going to be using. So,
exactly.
yeah.
So that's why we thought, no, we're going to go for the smaller size. Now, if you have a lunch soup, you can, though, pour the water in the packet and eat it straight from the packet, which I often do for lunch soups. And then you've got no cleaning up, Don.
So what does the current range look like, and how much trial and error went into creating all these recipes?
Okay, so as you know, we are new. We're just getting onto our 6th month now. Funny enough, we're not been out that long. The current range at the moment, we have soups, we've got some risottos out, we have our sidekick range, and we've just released a pasta dish. Now, we started with the soups because it was different. Nowhere else out there had the soups. The other thing is, my husband and I, we hike a lot in the European mountains. And we found that hiking up through the mountains, you stop at the huts up there and they serve soup all the time. And we thought that was strange at first because, you know, we're Aussies and that's the last thing you think about is having a hot soup in the middle of a hike, right? Yeah. But funny enough, we realised really quickly that we were achieving our goals in a far better way by having those soups than we were without them. We were getting the nutrition that we needed through the veggies, the minerals, and they were replacing what we were losing, but we weren't feeling heavy. We weren't feeling like we needed to curl up and go to sleep. So we didn't rock up at a hut to have our lunch and eat a burger or something that's heavy like that. And then it's sitting in your stomach. We ate something that our body was craving, and that was the nutrients. And it fueled us to get through the rest of the day. So, I thought, well, why not have it here? And in research, I realized that a lot of the countries like India and that, they drink a lot of hot teas. And yet they're a very hot, humid country. And I thought, why is that? Because we're hot, but we tend to go for the icy cold stuff all the time. We think, oh, it's hot, let's have an icy pop. And it works out that basically what it does is that having that hot soup regulates your body temperature within, which actually makes the difference with the outside temperature more even. So you're not feeling as hot, if that makes sense.
My parents used to tell me that all the time because they would ask me to make tea for them in summer when I was growing up.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, you're insane.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
And they grew up in Singapore. So, very much hotter than here even. And they used to always say that to me. Oh, you'll sweat it out. You'll even out the temperature and stuff. And I've never really embraced that, but I understand that it's, there is a certain truth to that.
Yeah. And, I started doing this at home, and then I started creating the soups and sharing it with a lot of hiker buddies. And they're like, oh, God, it's too hot. I don't want to eat soup. I don't want to eat soup for at lunch. I can't be bothered. And it's like, no, give it a go. And I have to say, I've converted a lot of people. But they're now quite happy to have soup. They find the same thing where they feel revived and able to continue. I had taken a group on a 5-day trek, and it literally was, I don't know if you remember last year, we had that little bit of mini heat wave, and the hills got up to 40 degrees. I was actually on a trek out in the Darling Range at that point, and everybody on the trek were to eat soups. And they were all like, oh my God, we can't eat soup. But they did. And they actually found that it worked. And the heat did not bother us as much as it would have if we didn't regulate our body temperatures. So, yeah, those of you out there that may be listening, give it a go and let us know what you think.
And one product that I was really excited to see was the sweet potato mash that you have. Because a lot of people, if they want mashed potato out on the trail,
you can get mashed potato anywhere.
Yeah, they get Deb or whatever it's called, and some people really don't like that at all. But the sweet potato mash is really, really good.
It is a good sidekick. That's one of our sidekick range. We chose not to do normal potato purely because, like you mentioned, you can get it anywhere. You know, and we weren't up to inventing the new wheel at all or invent what's already out there. We just wanted to create something that wasn't there. And sweet potato is just delish anyway. But this one we add with coconut milk powder. And it is just like having, I don't even know how to describe it, mashed gold. It's just heaven. Yeah.
So with these soups and the extended range now that's coming out, how easy are they for the beginning hiker/rider to cook up at camp?
Okay, they are so easy. Basically, we design our soups so that they're efficient in the way that they rehydrate. They're quick rehydrating, so you're not using too much fuel and you're not using too much water. Because if you're having to boil something for 5, 10 or so minutes, you're using your fuel and you're also boiling away water, so you need more water. And especially when you're hiking Australia, you just don't want to be doing that. And long distance hikes, you want to preserve your fuel where possible because you've got to carry it. So we designed it so that this can happen instantly. And you basically put your product in your pot or your cup, put in the water that's required, boil it, stir it, turn it off. By the time it's cooled down enough for you to eat it, it's cooked. Too easy.
Too easy indeed. And say for one of the risottos or a soup and a sidekick, what's the nutritional profile like in terms of calories, protein, kind of the essentials?
Yeah, okay. So for the calories and that, they're pretty well on par with what you're going to get anyway. And as for the protein, if you're somebody that wants a lot more protein, you will want to have something that's either got more meat base in it or you need to add more protein powder. Otherwise, it's pretty much on par with everything else. I can't say that it's going to be anything exceptionally more.
Okay. Yep. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the soups, but I know that, I've been really excited about the risottos and the pastas that you're starting to make now. Could you tell us a bit about the range of these that are coming out now?
Absolutely. It's a small range to start with. We're slowly introducing more and more, so we hope to have a bit bigger range. The risottos we've got at the moment are mushrooms risotto, which is really yummy. And if you've ever had the mushroom soup, you'll understand why. We've also got a creamy zucchini and spinach pasta. That is absolutely delish. Then we've got one of my favourites, which is the summer tomato risotto. It's not the typical heavy feeling risotto. It's a very light summer fresh risotto. And we also use some of the Australian bush tomato within the recipe to give it that flavour. So it's absolutely delicious and light on the palate.
Awesome.
And speaking of light on the palate, we'd better get into our wine sponsor for the podcast, Green Door Wineries. And tonight we have the 2020 Verano Sauvignon Blanc, which...
Sauvignon Blanc Semillon.
Semillon,
yeah,
sorry,
so
it's the
it's
SBS.
Yep.
Yes. And, I mean, we're both not really... White isn't our preference when it comes to wine, but... I mean, I've been enjoying this tonight. It's not too sweet. It's not too dry.
Yeah, and, I think the main thing is, with Sauvignon Blanc wines, there's always that criticism of the cat's piss flavour. And this does not have that flavour at all. It's actually a really very nice Sauvignon Blanc Semillon with a nice kind of, passion fruit and green melon flavour. With just a really nice minerality on the finish, I think.
Sounds delish.
Yeah, very good. This is not my general white wine to drink, but this is a really good version of this wine, and I would definitely, buy this again in the future.
Yeah, I'd say you look like you need a bit of a top up there.
I do. I mean, you can see, the proof's in the pudding, isn't it?
Absolutely. You're getting through that.
Yeah, I mean, my mum's a big white drinker, so I think this might be on the birthday/Mother's Day list for her. Hopefully she doesn't listen to this and spoil it.
And, I think I've been really impressed with these guys. This is now our third. Yeah. And every single one of them have been really good. So, I really recommend these guys, Green Door Winery. And for Real Trail Talk listeners, if you make an internet order through their website, which is
wines.com.au.
Yep, which is greendoorwines.com.au. If you use the code Trail Talk, all one word, you can get a 10% discount off your first order. So back to the podcast. What is your setup like at the moment, and how many people are there in your team?
Okay, the setup, there is 3 of us in the team. So we have the accountant, which is Michelle J. Yes, she has the same name as me. And yes, she is my best friend. So, yeah, Michelle J. Then we've got Liam, who is my IT man.
Drone boy.
Yeah, drone boy. Oh, he's going to hear this pod. Oh, no. Yeah, drone boy. And then there's me, and I'm more the creative side and the master chef, as you would say. So, yeah, so we've all got our roles to play, and, yeah, we do it very well, I think, together. Mm-hmm. We work well together. It's very comfortable.
Working with knives, how many domestic threats have there been between you and Liam?
Yeah, no, actually, Liam and I, funny enough, for those who don't realise, Liam is actually my youngest child. But we've worked a lot over the years together, and we get on really, really well. We think very much alike, so we do get on very well. As long as I feed him every now and then and send some food home with him. Yeah.
Do you make him rehydrate his own meal?
Actually, no.
Does he get the pre-dehydrated version?
Now, when I create a lot of my soups, and especially when I'm bringing out a new one, he is one of the people that gets a big pot sent home, and he road tests it to make sure that it's all good. So he loves soups.
Yep.
Yeah.
Excellent. And right now, what's the best way for people to buy your products? And critically, along the Mundabiddi, the Bibbulmun, the Cape to Cape, are they going to be available in every track town?
Okay. So with that, at the moment, the website, www.feedthehike.com, is the best way to order. We currently stock in 2 stores, Complete Angler and Camping in Rockingham. So shout out to them. Go and check them out. They have a great hiking range there too, by the way. So check them out. And Ballingup Visitor Centre, which is on the Bib track as well. As for the other trail towns, we're working on it. We're getting there. And we hope to have our product this year in more stores. So if there's any stores out there listening, you can contact me. You don't have to wait for me to contact you. But yes, we do. That is on our goals for this year, is to actually get it out there to the stores.
Awesome. Nice. Yep. So I know you and one of my sidekicks had a discussion about future products.
Yes.
What are the future plans for Feed the Hike in terms of products and meals? Any chance of a nugget in the future?
Well, actually, there are a few big nuggets coming.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we love throwing out these nuggets. If you ever follow our newsletters, subscribe to our newsletters, you will find that there's always nuggets being thrown out there, and there's plenty of discounts to be had if you're a subscriber. The new nugget that's coming out is we're having some bundles. Now, these are adventure bundles. So we've got a 3-day adventure bundle and a 7-day adventure bundle. And this should be released in the coming weeks. And these bundles will include everything in your food. from your snacks, your breakfasts, your dinners, your lunch, your tea, your coffee, your hot chocolate. It's all there. So it's obviously not all our products, but we've sourced what we can, and we've created these wonderful bundles for people who are going out for a week or for a few days and they just don't know what to do. They can hop online and click one of our bundles and voila, it's all done for you. It's too easy. The next nugget is even a better one. I love this next one. So I don't know if any of you have seen a post recently I might have made on the Instagram account, but we actually have just put together our first Bib Track Hiker end-to-end bundle.
Ooh.
And that got shipped off yesterday. So, she's out for 42 days. So we managed to get together the food that she required, package it up, and send it off. So our new nugget, as you would call it, is we're creating a shopping list where if you say, Don, you're going to go and do your end-to-end on the Bib Track, you need food. You can go onto our shopping list and you can choose your food and your drink. And we'll work with you in working out how much you need and the track towns and your resupply points. And we put it together and we post it to the track towns for you. So when you get to that town, there's your food. It's too easy.
Yeah.
So that's coming out shortly, but it's on hold till I get back from my next adventure.
Okay. Yep.
So you have to wait a little bit longer for that one. But it is there. So any of you listening out there, you just got a whopper of a clue. Yeah.
So, I probably can't go any further without asking for my sidekick if there are any plans to ever make a real, literal nugget? Dehydrated?
He wants a chicken nugget for
He
his
wants
bear.
a chicken. I know what he wants. He wants a chicken nugget.
A veggie nugget may also be okay.
We'll create for your sidekick a veggie nugget. Yes. No, we have at this point no intentions of going into the world of meat.
Yeah.
There's plenty of it out there. We don't need to join in on that. We're not trying to be in competition with anybody else. We're just trying to create what's needed out there. So there's plenty to choose from for meat lovers out there. So we're happy to keep going on our journey. Now, there was something else I wanted to bring up, and this goes back to the bundle that we just did for this end-to-end bib hiker. She's just not a normal meal person. She actually has a special diet. And we've done this a few times where we've made special food for people who require certain foods and can't eat other foods. So we've adapted our recipes to suit that person's diet. So she actually has a FODMAP diet.
Okay.
So in her foods, she can't have things like onion and garlic and leek and, a lot of those ingredients. And let's face it, just about every recipe has something of that in there. So all the food that she ordered from us was recreated to suit her special diet.
Wow. So that's a much more bespoke product than what anyone else is doing.
Absolutely. Because it's not there for people. And we get messages all the time with people asking, I can't eat this and I can't eat that. Can you help us? And we've done it on a few occasions where we've done up batches of soups to their requirements. So do be aware of that, listeners out there. If you have special dietary requirements, let us know. We're here to make it for you.
That is a really awesome service. That really, I think, is a game changer. That's awesome. Yeah,
we're not just like the other people out there. We're not the same. Our food's not the same.
Now, you mentioned earlier you've got a big adventure that's going to put
I
a
knew you'd
hold.
bring this up. Yes.
I've been following on Strava, seeing your hard training.
Yes.
You're doing the Mundabidi. Is it April or May this year?
It's actually March.
March, wow.
I know, it's coming up really, really quick. I would prefer it to be April or May and give me a little bit more time. But unfortunately, life doesn't always allow you to do the things when you want to do them. They sort of get dictated to you a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the only time I can squeeze it in was March. So it's coming up really, really quickly. Yeah.
So how are you going with the planning and the packing and the training and logistics, everything?
Yeah, I'm pretty well think I've got it. I've still got a little bit more planning to go. I am actually getting my food now this week. I started to get my food together.
Yeah.
I thought it was about time. Funny enough.
Who are you going with?
Who am I going with? I'm actually doing this one on my own. Yeah. I did have somebody coming with me, but she piked out, so if she's listening. Yeah, so... And I'm taking my time. I'm not a speedster. I never have been.
How many days do you have?
I'm planning to take 3.5 weeks, but if it comes down to 3 weeks, I'm good with that. But after that, I've got to be home because I have a lot of hiking trips coming up following that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to be spending a lot of time this year on the trails. There's going to be very little time in between. So, yeah, so I plan to take my time.
Really? Because I've got mine planned for 3 weeks and I thought I was rushing.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
see a lot of people are good at doing it for 14 days.
Because 26 is doing it section by section. 26 or 27. So, and that's about 3.5 weeks,
Yeah.
I think, yeah. And I think that's, I mean, I think I agree with you. Like, I think if you can do it in more time and enjoy it, I think
Yeah.
it's better because it's, you know, unlike the Bibbleman where I feel like it's a bit more point to point, part of, I think, the pleasure of it is being able to go and explore and, like, you know, park your bike up, go walk and have a look at this lookout.
Absolutely. You know
You
what?
know?
And I figure, and this is the attitude I have with all my journeys that I take, I may never do this again.
Yeah.
So I'm not rushing it. I'm going to take my time for when I can, and I'm going to enjoy every minute of it because I may never get back there again.
Yeah.
So if I only cycle a short distance, but then, as you said, park my bike and have a hike around and enjoy it, and that is my day, then that is my day.
Yeah.
I'm not there to knock off 70, 80, 90 kilometres in a day. I have no interest in doing that.
Yeah.
So, but I realise I have to at least achieve an average of 50 Ks a day if I want to get through. So I am aware of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Although after saying this, I did send you a 12-day itinerary the other day.
Donovan's messing around with his e-bike plan.
Yeah, I'm not running an e-bike, by the way.
I wish. If only I could afford the $4,000 an off-road e-bike.
So I know there's been a lot of different product marketing
Yes.
and things that's been going on. So who's your favourite model been that you've used so far?
Yeah, I've had a few models. As some of you may have seen, I am, even though we're called Feed the Hike, we're actually more like Feed the Adventure, Feed the Journey. It's not just for hikers. It's for anybody that needs to be fed on their journey. So I've done a lot of different marketing where, you know, we've had people out on kayaks, we've had people hiking, we've had people on bikes on the Mundabindi, actually.
Who were they?
Yeah. And yeah, just to show everybody that, you know what, even though it's Feed the Hike, it's Feed the Journey. And yeah, we've had some amazing models that have just adapted really well. And I think the reason is because they're real adventurers. They're people that actually do those things.
You haven't answered the question, though. Come on.
Okay, so I'm sort of diverting around this because the two models in question that did the bikes are sitting right in front of me and they're waiting to see who is the better model. Well, I can't explain. I can't say. I mean, Liam said he's the best hand model because a lot of the hand shots has his hands in it, so he thinks he's the best hand model. As for the bike model, I think you're both pretty well on par. You're very different. Yeah. But I have to share my favourite moment in that photo shoot. Are you ready?
Yep.
My favourite moment in that photo shoot was when the two of these boys were sitting and having a tea party. over a log. They were making themselves a soup. And it was like a tea party. It was lovely. It was very precious. I think you both did amazing. Yeah, supermodels all the way.
See, I think I deserve the advertising equivalent of an Oscar for that performance, because that was really believable in the photos.
It really was.
I was really pouring that soup
You
into Donovan's
really
cup.
were.
We were just enjoying a moment on the trail.
You were. Absolutely.
I also think that the props department needs to win an Oscar for the sandy mushrooms.
Yeah, that was well done, wasn't it? There was a reason for that, though.
Yeah, to make it heavier.
I know.
But it was funny.
We were trying to do a photo shoot before yours, which was up on a sand dune, and the wind was blowing, and the product literally kept getting blown away.
Yep.
So we had to fill it up with sand. Hence, we didn't get to eat it. But yeah, that has become the prop bag. Literally.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a good fun day.
It was fun.
It was good fun.
I think we should go out and do it all again.
We
need new photos now. We've sort of used up the photos where possible, so we need more. So, you guys up to any more supermodel events?
Yeah.
Maybe? Yeah.
Another time.
I think when I get a new bike, I think we can probably add some bike packing gear onto that, make it look a bit more authentic.
Definitely.
And I won't forget my shoes this time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. This boy forgot his shoes. He was actually wearing my sneakers.
Yeah, we drove all the
that
way
was
out there, and I
hilarious.
was like, oh, I've left my shoes in my car. I was just wearing my thongs.
You know what? I did that. Believe it or not, on a hike. I was headed down to Pembo, and I was out for a few days on the track, and I get there, and I didn't have my boots. Like, who goes hiking without their hiking shoes? So I ended up having to wear my sandals the whole way. Yeah. Luckily, they were hiking sandals.
We have a friend who did that. They went all the way to Stirling Range and didn't have shoes and had to go to Albany and buy something.
Didn't you get like Kmart Converses or something?
Oh, dear. That's tragic.
Yeah. It just, need
At least
something
I
now.
had hiking
Yeah.
sandals to put on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you only do it once.
You
Or
really
touch
do.
wood, I hope I only do it once. So thanks very much, Michelle, for coming in. It's been great, and it's great to finally have a product on the market that is small and compact. And if you're going on a 2, 3, 4 day hike, there's not that worry of, I have to dehydrate my own meals, and you end up
Exactly.
eating the same thing every night. You can just buy them off the website, have them ready.
Yep.
You want to
it's
go out, you
easy.
just pack them.
And I think, for vegetarians to actually have a range of choice, not just like the one product that
Yes.
someone makes.
Yes, because there just isn't that out there.
Yeah.
So it's a yeehaw for the vegetarians.
Which I never understood anyway, because when I used to eat meat, dehydrating my own mince, it used to just taste the same anyway. Like there was no this is meat.
Yeah.
It was just, I don't know. I think vegetarian's the way to go, because it dehydrates a lot better.
I'm not going to argue with you on that.
Yeah. I mean, if you want your meat, you just take some jerky or something.
Look, honestly, a lot of my clients have gotten back to me, and that is what they do. The meat eaters do. They add jerky, and that works. I've had actually clients who take it to work. They take their dehydrated food to work, and that is their lunch. And I also have another client whose husband's working up north at the moment, and she sends off packages of my food for him to eat for dinner, so that she knows that he's actually eating decent. So I think, kudos to all that. That is fantastic. Yeah.
And probably just one more time, we'll just let people know if they want to buy your products, where's the best place to get that from?
To head to feedthehike.com website. And that is the best place. And we actually have a special that you guys didn't know about. And this special is for you guys and all your wonderful listeners out there. We are offering for the Real Trail Talk group to buy anything off the website with 15% off. So all they have to do is add Real Trail Talk 15.
All one word?
All one word. So that's in capitals, Real Trail Talk 15. So for the following month, they will be able to enjoy 15% off any of the products.
Excellent. Thank you very
Fantastic.
much for that.
No, you're welcome.
Might
Thank
do.
you for having us on here. And
I have to stock up for my Mundabidi.
I think you must, yes. And by then we will have our whole package deal out there.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Michelle, for
You're
coming in.
welcome.
And hopefully the next time won't be such a long gap between episodes.
I hope not. I missed you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have you back maybe for one of the Mundabidi or something down the track.
Oh yeah, you can have a good laugh at how I go on the Monday. Yeah. It's different to what I'm used to doing. So yeah, it's gonna be a good adventure. Yeah, it's quite funny.
Awesome. We'll keep track of that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you everyone for listening. If you've enjoyed this episode or any other episode of Real Trail Talk, then please rate us on whatever platform you're currently listening to us on. Ratings really help us to reach an audience, especially those who are looking to learn about the outdoors in Western Australia and Australia in general. If you had any questions or suggestions for future episodes, you can email us at realtrailtalk@gmail.com or contact us through our social media channels. Thanks again, and stay tuned for our next episode.